Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome to a brand new project from the Pokemon Company, so it may possibly be a Pokemon game. Of course, you've already seen the title of this video, so you kind of already know. But, yeah, this game's been recommended a few times, and, this is actually a game I only recently picked up. Ironically, my brother actually got me the second game in the series, Shadows of Almia, for a Christmas gift. So it's literally my experience with this has been not that much. I haven't even finished the third game yet, but I've grown to love this series, and I'm very excited to bring an LP of this game, and then the other two as well. I definitely plan to do all three of them. Maybe not necessarily all like right in a row. It's probably be more like Mario and Luigi, where I have projects in between. It'll be pretty cool. But the original Pokemon Ranger, very interesting game. Just gonna go ahead and start a new game. You only have one file, which is kind of stupid, but that's how most Pokemon games are, sadly. Yes, I would like to continue. Your desire to help people in need. I can become a Pokemon Ranger, alright! This game is definitely the weaker of the three, in my opinion. I'll kind of talk over this while we get some sort of, like, introductory text, which I can speed up by pressing the A button. But, I'll bring it to the top here. There you go, you can read while I talk. But yeah, this game, very interesting. It's definitely, it's definitely very obvious as the first game of the series. They're just sort of just testing things out, because a lot of the flaws of this game definitely get worked out in the next couple games, which makes things a whole lot better. But it's still a pretty solid first entry. It's still a really fun game. It's pretty short, but it's a fun time. It's basically drawing circles the game. You'll see why. Not really mostly in this episode. This is gonna be a lot of introductory stuff and not a lot of like actual doing stuff. That's gonna be more like next episode and the episode after that. So just a heads up, this is gonna be a lot of introductory text and tutorials. The first like 3 episodes or so are gonna be a lot of introductory text and tutorials. Bleh. Are you a boy or a girl? Well, hello, Professor Oak. I am a guy. No Professor Oak here. There's no Pokemon trainers here, just Pokemon Rangers. The main difference is that they take care of Pokemon and don't actually keep them. But there are a lot of flaws, like I said, to this game. I'll go over them while we do that. I mean, there's a lot of really icky, like, design issues here. We'll go more into it as we go throughout the game. And you'll see when I do later games just how much of a difference it is. So just imagine me, who started from the second game, having to go back to this. It was a little bit annoying, but the graphics are a lot better than the second and third ones, by the way. The graphics here, kind of a bit for DS age. Like, you feel like this would be like almost like GBA graphics, but I'm pretty sure this original Ranger was really early in the cycle of things. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Diamond and Pearl hadn't even come out by this point. Can I? Krabby. You're a Krabby. There's also a Lapras over here. You can touch people to hear the noises and see them. There'll be more. You'll get more information touching things later on. It kind of sounds dirty when I phrase it like that. Hello, you're a guy. Yes. Well, I want to use move the control pad. Well, I checked out the control stick. I have a 3DS, so ha! I win. But you can apparently move with the touchscreen. But whoever uses that anyway, I don't even know. So, for the record, I'm going to be doing a 100% playthrough of this game. I will be getting all the Pokemon. I will be fulfilling the Poke equivalent of the browser here. There's a box! It's moving! It's a new Pokemon! It's based off a box. It's called Boxel. Seriously, 6th gen. Calling it now. There'll be Boxel the Pokemon. It'll be really sad. But actually, it's a Minun. This Pokemon will be very important to the future, but we will discuss that later. You'll see, you shall see. But this is Fall City, by the way. One of 4 major towns, which you will notice the major towns are all based off of, also you're not allowed to go here until you talk to people, which is why I've been talking to people. You touch them to talk to people. Cool. Don't be afraid to touch things if they catch your attention. Advice to not use in the real world. But we'll head in here and talk to some people in here and so on and so forth. But there's 4 major cities. They're all going to be based off of seasons, which is kind of interesting. It's, you know, just a silly little theme that they have. In the Fior region, this is called the Fior region. It is actually part of the Pokemon universe. There's some things that definitely tie this into, like, you know, to prove that they have, you know, this is the same universe as Kanto and Hoenn. This isn't like some separate alternate Pokeverse or something like that. The Loopy-Loop thing, we will get to the Loopy-Loop thing quite shortly. But like I said, this is going to be a lot of introductory stuff episode. But now that we've talked to everyone, we should be able to progress. Well, I don't have to talk to everyone, just certain things. This Snorlax, by the way, he'll be important in the much, much distant future. But, here's the guy called Spenser. He's actually going to be our kind of leader, boss guy. Screw the rules, he has green hair. A phrase I'm probably going to use a lot. Screw the Rangers, he has green hair. He's a cool guy. Anyway, so he's kind of the guy we've been writing apparently a bunch of letters. We wrote like, what, 7 letters? We're a little bit obsessive, I think. Just a little bit in-game, Lucky. You're kind of silly. Well, we don't actually technically have a name yet. We'll get to that. There we go. Fall City, Ringtown, Summerland, and Windtown. If those aren't seasons, I don't know what is. Those are more obvious seasons than friggin' Saucebug. That's right, 5th gen reference. You didn't even know what 5th gen were, did you, Pokemon Ranger? No! This is 3rd gen, so we're not going to see anything above 3rd gen, for the record. That's why Minun's such an important thing, because it's kind of like the 3rd gen's version of Pikachu. Anyway, so this Minun has pissed off the Houndoom. Drama already at the beginning of the game. It's almost like this is a video game. Oh, wait. So, we're going to learn how to catch Pokemon thanks to this handy-dandy tutorial. We're going to get this thing called a capture styler, which is how we do it. It's kind of based off stylus, because he uses stylus. Get it? Get it? So, we get ourselves a nice, awesome styler. Ranger pose! Yeah, you're going to see that Ranger pose a lot. I'm going to try to say Ranger pose every time, because Ranger pose! It's pretty awesome. Too bad we have no idea what we're doing, thus for the need of a tutorial. So, luckily, Mr. Green Hair, screw the rules, he's going to show us how to do it. Look at that. Look at that epic green hair. He's just such a cool guy. So basically, the way this game works, to capture Pokemon in this game, you draw circles around them with the stylus. That's literally what it is. It literally is drawing circles, the video game. Like, not even joking. That's pretty much what things are. So, by the way, this is the fastest the text goes. Believe it or not. Like, this is text mode on fast. It's kind of sad. But what basically we do is you draw loops around Pokemon. As you do, the number will count down. Once it reaches 0, you can lift up your stylus and capture. You have to do it all in one line, though, which makes things tough. It's going to be pretty easy early on, but later on, I mean, Pokemon are going to be attacking like that. They're going to be moving around a lot, and it's kind of hard to get, you know, to draw circles on. Like, you see, if they run to the line, it breaks. So you have to make sure you're drawing loops around them while, you know, evading everything, evading them, evading their attacks, so on and so forth. You have to get really creative with the loops and knowing when to loop and when to just sort of hold your stylus back and without letting go and find a safe place to avoid attacks. It's pretty interesting. As you can see, if you get hit by Pokemon attacks, you actually have a health bar. You will lose health. You lose health out. You lose all your health. Obviously, it's game over. You'll have ways to recover health, but for the most part, you really want to avoid taking damage, or else you're going to die. So keep drawing loops around the target, and eventually you'll get these fancy orange numbers. And once you do, you'll get that much experience, by the way, and you can lift up your stylus, and you will get the capture will be successful. You do it before that, and it actually won't work. It'll stun them, kind of, but in general, you really have to find a way. Half the game is almost sort of a puzzle of trying to figure out exactly how to go about capturing this Pokemon successfully. You'll see more later on. One of the flaws of this game is early on it's really easy, but the difficulty does eventually spike, and it gets pretty hard late game. For reasons I'll go on here, but first, before we do that, let's capture this Minun. You can go for extra times, you can do a few extra loops to get additional experience. You can't really see it there, but you'll see later on. So, there we go! First capture complete. Not too tough. Like I said, though, it's going to be really easy early on. The problem, and the thing they fix in later Ranger games, you have to do all the loops at once. You cannot let go, or, you know, you'll reset back to the very beginning. Which means early on it's really easy, and later on they make it really hard because you have to do it all at once. The difference between that and other games, that and the other Ranger games, is that in the other Ranger games you don't have to do it all at once, which lets them make the early battles harder, and the harder battles aren't as stressful because you're not having to, because you can make mistakes about having to start from the very beginning. So one of the big flaws I think about this is that there's one other major flaw that we're not going to really get to see yet, but we will in a little bit. So the Rangers release their Pokemon afterwards usually. You're not allowed to take them out of natural habitats. That's something else they actually kind of fix in later games, but for now you're kind of stuck using only certain Pokemon in certain habitats. It's kind of an annoying little restriction, but it's just the way things go. So instead of Pokemon trainers, Pokemon Rangers release their Pokemon back into the wild. It's kind of the thing that they do. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically how the game will work, though. There'll be a lot of circling and catching Pokemon that way. It's a pretty cool game. They have a pretty interesting plot going around it, so let's go ahead and give ourselves a name. We are obviously LuckySevenDX, the most badass ranger. Look at my little head spikes. His portrait. The guy looks really weird in this game. I don't know. He has like the weirdest sort of hairdo. Why? I guess he's weird like a bandana under that. I don't know. Why am I even caring? Let's just move on. I hereby pledge to come in aid of those and safeguard nature and blah blah pride and heart and stuff like that. It's pretty exciting stuff. So we are now officially a ranger. We have passed the test by catching a really easy Pokemon. As you can see, by the way, our starting health is really low. We will gain experience and gain levels that will give us higher HP and better lines to capture with as we go. But here we go. Pharaoh, do your thing. Minun, what are you doing? Who knows, but we're going back to Ringtown. That's where our original base of operations is going to be. And with that, the game has begun. Welcome, guys, to Pokemon Ranger. Pretty awesome game. It's kind of cool how they do give you kind of a view of the world before you even really start the game, because you can see a lot of the different towns. You can see a little island town over there. You can see where we came from as a giant city. Kind of cool that they give you a little bit of a glimpse of the entire world before you really get going. It's kind of cool, I think. Anyways, so Minun happens to follow us. Not sure why. You're kind of crazy, Minun. What are you doing? Stop. But you can kind of tell maybe a little bit kind of the importance of Mr. Blue Pikachu there, because we have someone who looks just like the girl character who has a Plusle. Gee, I wonder. By the way, for the record, if you do pick the girl character, this Minun will be replaced by a Plusle. So, a little hint, I guess. You can kind of understand what the purpose of these Pokemon will be when we get to that. But anyway, more plot. This is Solana. She's sort of our rival character. You know how a lot of Pokemon games sort of make the girl character sort of the rival or some sort of major character, or the opposite gender character, you know what I mean? So that's what she is in this game. So yeah, more exposition. Thank you for memorizing my name, Solana. She's kind of an important character, kind of. But she'll be our buddy here in the Ringtown Ranger Base. There's also another guy in here that we'll meet in just a little bit. Let's just go inside. You don't need to explain everything to me like I'm two. I have a brain. I can tell this is a Ranger Base. It seems pretty basey to me. Meet this guy. He's Murph. He's pretty awesome. He's sort of your typical clumsy, sort of bumbling, newbie sort of character. But he's a cool guy. He's only been a Ranger for 3 years, and he hasn't gone up in rank at all. How sad. He even has a Slowpoke. Because everyone gets a partner Pokemon. Gee, I wonder what our partner Pokemon's going to be. I wonder. But, yep, that's Murph. He's a pretty cool guy. So, we'll gather up and get a little bit of introductions to the Ranger Base. Really, I'm probably going to be ending the episode soon, though, because it's going to be kind of a short episode, because I don't want to get too far into the game right now, but we will go ahead and do that. So, we have a amount of things to learn. We are an official Ranger. We have been successful. A real Ranger in spirit. So, kind of the plot takes a little bit to get into, for you kind of get a little bit of this introduction to like, hey, we're Rangers. Also, Ranger pose! Kind of missed that one for a bit. And Murph, his Ranger pose, he's a bit clumsy and stuff. But we'll actually really get our first mission right away. Once again, it's like a video game. Action happening all the time, except for a gazillion endless amounts of exposition. So, this guy has a Tailo that is missing. So our first mission here is going to be to capture, I kind of spoiled what it was. It's this precious Pokemon. I kind of spoiled what Pokemon it was unintentionally. Oopsie. Spoilers. Not really like that's a big deal. But we have to basically catch this Pokemon. But that's something I'm actually going to go ahead and take care of in the next video, because I don't want to make this a ridiculous... Well, no, it's only 14 minutes. It's not really the longest video. I don't know. It's kind of a bit quicker than I thought it was going to be. I'm going a little faster than I thought it would go. But, hey, Larry, you're kind of rude. You're kind of rude. Anyway, oh, well, actually, I guess I can go through a bunch of menu stuff, and then we'll end the episode here, because I don't want to start this mission and have this be like a 25-minute video to start with. So we didn't even turn on our styler. We're good at this whole Ranger thing. So, if you touch this, when you're standing still, if you touch the upper left thing, your health bar, it'll actually give you a bunch of different things, little menu options. So I'll just go ahead and skim through these menu options for you guys. You can release your Pokemon here if we had any. As you can see, we can only have up to 4 Pokemon currently. And you can also get a little bit of a look at your experience and your health and whatnot. So, well, not really your health, your experience, though. And your line length, which is how long you can make a line. That'll be going up as we level up as well. You get a glossary of all the different terms. We don't really need to go through any of these, because I can explain these easily enough. There's important stuff you'll get in the glossary, but that'll come later on. There's one major function from the glossary I think is actually kind of useful, but we'll get to that. You get a browser here, which is basically your version of the Pokédex. Does it tell us how many Pokemon there are total? I guess I could skim through. There's like 100 something. So they have all the Pokemon here you can reorder and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of useful. The most important thing is different Pokemon have different abilities they can use in the field. And it can be very useful to search for certain abilities so you know which Pokemon to go for if you need a certain ability for something. That's something we'll see a little bit in the next episode. And we'll see a lot more once we really get to the nitty-gritty of the game. Options, obviously, you just have your usual sort of stuff, nothing too important. Look at this, this is fast text. Like, this is fast text. What kind of window types do we have? What do we want? What color do we want? We're gonna go with, we're just gonna go with the blue. I always like blue. You get a little map of the area, which is kind of cool. Very sort of basic map. Like I said, this is sort of almost GBA level stuff, but this is early DS, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's before the actual, you know, Black, or Diamond Pearl stuff, so. Then you get your mission description. We'll almost always have a mission. This game's sort of, one of the major flaws of this game, it does sort of shoehorn you into the missions really quickly. So, there's your menu right there. You can also see on the top screen now that the style is turned on, you get a little bit of a radar which shows doorways and save points in Pokemon mostly. It's not a very useful radar, but that's okay. You can also see how many the Pokemon you have in your party currently. We don't have any, obviously, so we haven't caught any. But we have up to 4 slots, which you can see if you can have up to 7, though. We'll unlock those later on through the game. So, yeah, got an upper screen sort of thing. I won't show it too often, just when it's important, such as new areas and whatnot. You can also quick save your game somewhere, I think in the menu. Anyway, other important things about the Ranger Base, you can recharge your health over here. There's also a save point over here. That's what the save points look like. We will be able to do that quite often. Murph, what are you doing? You are doing all sorts of humming. Okay, Ranger Glossary, so on and so forth. Alright, Murph, that's enough talking. Murph, jeez. Oh, you can go to the elevator to... We'll go up to the elevator before the episode. And you get your little Slowpoke over here. It's a cool guy. We'll save our game in a second, because I am going to end the episode here. I don't want to jump into a whole mission and make this a really long episode. This is sort of your explanatory episode. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of Pokemon Ranger in a little bit. A couple important things, obviously. If you run out of energy, you will lose, so make sure you don't do that. Save often. Although I won't be saving too often because I only have one file, and I need to make sure the episodes record correctly before saving. Also, another important thing to learn here is running away. If you draw a loop around a target, there will be an option that will show up in the lower left corner, which will let you run away. So, something useful to have in the future if you're in trouble, run away. There's this Dragonite bus over here. It's a freaking Dragonite in here! What the heck? That's kind of ridiculous, but we'll be using this Dragon bus later on in the game. It's pretty cool. And you got the guy's Pharaoh over here, the thing that Carrie does. It's the Pharaoh's Spenser's partner Pokemon. Freaking phone at the end of an episode. I can't ever get away with that, can I? There we go, it's gone. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to end the episode here, though, because we've gone for 18 minutes here, and it's just kind of your introductory episode of all the different stuff we can do in the game. We'll get more into sort of tutorial on the usual sort of stuff next episode, and then we'll really start getting to the nitty-gritty a few episodes from now. So it's going to start off a little slow, but it'll pick up pretty soon. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this project. I am definitely looking forward to it. It's a fun series in general, so I'm looking forward to doing all 3 games. So this is LuckySevenDX signing out. Thank you for watching, guys. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we take on our rookie mission and find Larry's Pokemon. Freaking Larry. You know, while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and save and show off how to save is, because I'm probably not going to show it off too often. Warning, you'll erase your other file. I don't care. So, little save music there. It's pretty spiffy. So yeah, it's LuckySevenDX signing out. Like I said, see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.